Seconds out, delighted to be joined by Ted Cheeseman, former British super welterweight champion, of course. How are you getting on with all the restrictions in place? You've got a young family, obviously. I'm assuming you're being kept quite busy.
Yeah, it's good really. I've been having a lot of time with my little baby, and I ain't usually had this sort of amount of time to spend with him. So it's been good. It's been enjoyable, but I've managed to sort facilities like things out so I can manage to still train and stuff. So that's the main thing, and I'm just looking forward for normality and get back boxing.
And he's 14 months old now, so he's walking around and stuff. Must be a fun
Yeah,
time.
yeah. He's flying around. He don't walk nowhere. As soon as he stands up, he starts running. he won't do no walking.
Brilliant. It's nice to, like you said, you've got this time to be kind of hands-on for a bit before you're back into training camp.
Yeah, 100%. It is enjoyable. This is how he is now. Look, his toys everywhere. So
it doesn't get any better as they get older.
No, I know.
They take over more of the house bit by bit until you're like a lodger.
Yeah.
Looking at last year, 2019, on paper, it looks like a bit of a nightmare year. You came in unbeaten, and you've come out 2 losses, 1 draw. Now, the flip side of that is you faced up to some issues you had. Most people thought you won the Conway fight, and a lot of people also thought you won the Fitzgerald fight. So how do you kind of sum it up? Because the performance level, especially towards the end of the year, was high. You just didn't get the results.
Now I've took it all as experience. You know what I mean? I'm still a young man. I'm 24. I'm still there, not thereabouts. So I'm still where I was. I was British champion domestic level. I'm still at around them fights. So I'm just, it's just waiting for the call and waiting for when Tony makes the decision. I ain't going to be a long time before I'm back in them big fights. And I've picked up a lot of experience on the way. And I'm just hoping for a bit of luck this year instead of so much bad luck. I had a lot of bad luck last year, like you said. And I feel as long as I get the right decisions and I keep learning how I have been, I've got the right experience and the right team around me to do what I need to do.
The Fitzgerald fight particularly, I think you surprised a lot of people with the ability to box on the move and not be the usual kind of aggressive, gunslinging Ted Cheeseman we used to see. And how disappointed was it that you didn't get the just rewards for that performance with the judges?
The thing was for me was like I boxed Conway doing at my same style, but sort of obviously trying to block a bit more. Obviously in the Garcia fight, I let myself get hit. That weren't bad defense. It was just letting yourself get hit. With the Conway fight, obviously I was going into rain, so you're going to get wet. You get what I mean? And obviously I was hitting him a lot more than he's hitting me in my head. And I felt I won. But the judges never give it to me. They never looked at it that way. Then I've changed the whole style and the fight plan for the next fight. And then again, I thought I won. Everyone thinks I won. Team's happy. And then they give the decision against me. So it was like a bit of a roller coaster. It was like whether I box, whether I fight, I'm not getting the decision. So it's sort of, it's just, you got to take it on the chin. If I rolled on it, like after the fight, I felt like giving up. And if I did keep dwelling on it, I would have given up by now. But I just got to take all the experience, what I got from them fights, and use it when I next get a chance to fight and push on this year and next year.
Now, I know the Fitzgerald result didn't go your way. He's since had some, he's struggling, it seems, in his personal life and stuff. Do you have some sympathy for him in that you've gone through your own kind of battled your own demons and stuff in the past, and now he seems to be struggling in his own right?
Yeah, I think everyone sort of knew Fitzgerald had them problems sort of the last few years and stuff, and I think he's left it too long to try and deal with it. He should have tried to deal with it. It was already out in the open. It weren't like it was hidden, so he weren't hiding nothing. He was already out in the open, so he should have dealt with it a bit better earlier instead of getting to where he's got to. And now maybe if he does get banned, he's suspended at the moment. If he does get banned, stripped of his title, he's got a long way back. Plus, then you got to deal with the demons of that. You're dealing with all your problems. Plus, you're dealing with the upset and gut ache of losing your belt and stuff without a fight. Well, I hope it all goes all right for him, because I would love for him to fight someone like Fowler then fight the winner of them two. I don't care. I do still obviously want a rematch at some point with Scott Fitzgerald because I believe I'm the better fighter than him. But everything happens for a reason, and I just got to push on where Fowler, Fitzgerald, Conway, or anyone are. If it's the right fight at the right time, I'll take it. I don't really care who I fight and when I fight. It's just the matter of time of Tony and Charlie deciding it's the right time, and then I'll be ready.
If he is stripped of the belt, as much as we don't want that to happen, the likelihood is it'd be you and Fowler nominated for the belt, would you think?
Yeah, obviously, look, you can't sort of look past the likes of James Metcalf and Kieran Conway and Kieran Smith, but I feel I deserve the obviously the first spot as being the champion and losing to the person who's been banned, and obviously a lot of people thought the decision was shady anyway, so I feel I deserve my opportunity first. But if I don't, it don't. It's like I said, everything happens for a reason. And if I don't, I just got to keep pushing, keep learning. And when the time comes, I'll make sure I'm ready.
Kind of a year and a half ago, everyone was pushing for a fight between you and Fowler, like a big domestic clash. You've both since suffered defeat. Obviously, the fight can still happen. But does any part of you kind of regret it didn't happen when the iron was hot?
No, maybe. I don't know. Like, to be honest, I could go back and look at it and regret that I fought Garcia when I did, and I could have had an easier British title fight and won, and then carried on the way I was going on. And that was still been hidden. So, sort of my look at it was that the Garcia fight was a blessing in disguise, and then the rest of the year was bad luck. But the fight, all these fights will happen. We're all willing to fight each other. It's just about each other's managers making it happen. You know what I mean? And being the right time, the right fight at the right time. I think me and Fowler will fight. I think me and Fitzgerald will fight again. I think Fowler and Fitzgerald will fight again. Conway's going to be in the mix. Metcalf's going to get himself in the mix too. It's just these defense warrants that he's been a bit left out as sort of cross promotions. But these are all fights that are going to happen. I think everyone wants to see them. I think the super welterweight division is probably the liveliest division domestically. So I think there's a lot of good fights to be made, rather than everyone wanting to push and jump to the European level like I did. I think there's more money to be made and more publicity to be brought to the fights, all these domestic fights.
Your audio's going a bit up and down. I don't know if you've got your finger on the mic or something, but...
Sorry, no.
Yeah,
can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. Did you hear that, what I said, or
most
to repeat?
Yeah, no, you're right. You don't have to repeat it all, don't worry. The Garcia fight, do you look at that now as kind of a blessing in disguise, in that although you lost, you learned from it, and it also brought your personal issues that you were dealing with to the forefront and made you deal with it?
100%. And obviously to this day now, and obviously I still would love a chance in the future to have another fight with Garcia with a fresh head, mentally right, fully fit, and have another go. Do you know what I mean? To get a real result in my head. As much as it is the real result, I'll never know whether I could have beat him or not if I was 100% right. And I would love to have another chance in the future. He's obviously nigh on in line for a world title fight, so you have to let him get on his way. And there's still loads of fights made at domestic level. But in my career, I would love at one point to be able to go back and have that fight and try and avenge that defeat.
And now you've kind of got past those gambling problems that you had and done all the things to deal with it. Do you feel better within yourself, like mentally? Are you more kind of relaxed now?
Yeah, obviously, because I'm not. My thoughts are where they're meant to be. You know what I mean? But before my thoughts weren't where they're meant to be, and that's the main thing. If your head ain't where it's meant to be, you ain't gonna do everything right. But now I'm doing everything right because my head's fresh and I'm getting on. Even just in normal general life, I'm getting on a lot better than as well as boxing.
Well, that's good to hear. In, say, a year's time, like we said, on paper, 2019 doesn't look brilliant, but there were lessons learned. In a year's time from now, assuming lockdown ends sooner rather than later, where do you want to be? Where do you see yourself?
I want to have regained my British title belt, and then hopefully I would have had a couple of fights for the British title belt, but then from then I'll be older, maturer, and I think I'll be ready to push on to higher levels. But for now, my main goal is to regain my British title belt. But I think after this year, I'll be 25 in August. I'm 25 in August. Although at the start of last year, I was 23 fighting for a European title. It's nearly 2 years by the time next year comes. And I'll be looking forward to have all picked up all that experience and be trying to push on to the next level.
Brilliant. Well, it's really good to talk to you. Always a pleasure. Yeah. And hopefully I'll see you either in the gym or on a fight week sometime soon instead of over Zoom.
Yeah, fingers crossed, mate. Fingers crossed.
Mate. Well, take care. Give my best to Jenna and little Ted.